Jim, Jordan obviously went out of that game with what was diagnosed as a concussion. Do you have an update on him, and how long do you think he'll be out?
I don't know. Never really gotten into the business of predicting, especially when it comes to the concussion will be evaluated by the doctors.
Coach, we hear a lot about progression, game 1 to game 2.
Mm-hmm.
After you watched the film, what jumped out the most to you about steps forward taken between those 2 games?
It was a positive step in a lot of areas. Biggest one was that got the satisfaction of a win. A lot of hard work put in, and that'll continue this week.
Do you expect to have Jordan on Saturday?
Again, I'm just not in the predicting of that. Not my area.
I want to ask you too. You mentioned Chris Wormley on Saturday as a guy you wanted to single out. He's had kind of a breakout first couple games of the year. What's been the big difference for him, flipping the switch or whatever it might be, getting him to where he is now?
I think he's a very talented player that's improving, getting better every day. That was very graphic on Saturday. Thought he played a tremendous game. Probably our best defensive performance was Chris Wormley.
You talked about, obviously this team has a long ways to go. For this next step, what would be a few things that you'd like to see this team do better?
Kind of in the liking of seeing everything get better. Process of team that's starting the season has played 2 games, and platform to get better at, to improve from in every area. That's what we're striving to do.
About the roughing the kicker call on Saturday, has anyone come forward to you and given you some kind of explanation of what happened on that play and why that was a penalty or why it shouldn't have been called?
Not yet.
Jim, Joe Carrick's left the game. Do you have any update on Joe, or is he good to go?
I think we'll get more information on him today.
Today?
Darboh and Butt have obviously established themselves as receiving threat. I mean, do you just, if they're open, you keep going to them, or would you like to see other guys develop so that maybe they have to still defend them honestly?
Yeah, we'd like to see as many develop, all develop. Of course.
Jim, you're kind of known as a tight end kind of coach, but obviously those guys have been very. That's the rumor. Those guys have been very productive so far. What is it about your offense that enables Jake Butt, Ian Bunting, and A.J. Williams to be so productive?
Well, I don't know exactly. Specifically, had a lot of. In fact, we have a good track record developing tight ends and them playing well. So something about the system is good for tight ends and other players,
Do you create?
What specifically, though?
Create mismatches for them, specifically?
I wouldn't go as far as to say that. I mean, we've had a lot of good tight ends, and it's nice to see, coming here, you have a very good player in Jake Butt, and it's nice to see the other tight ends getting involved and improving, and guys like Ian Bunting, A.J. Williams, has been contributing. Henry Poggi, doing a very nice job. Came over from the defensive side to, in the mix at the fullback tight end position. So Michael Jose is somebody who's developing before our eyes as well. So yeah, it's good for a football team to have players develop, at the wide receiver position, at all positions, tight end included. I don't have a list of why that is.
Was the line as good on film or better as the numbers would indicate from week 1 to week 2? And how has Mason Cole graded out in the first 2 games?
Yeah, there was improvement in the interior line. Done good. He's done a good job. Still things we can improve on, but I think better performance week 2.
Just over to your right, Coach Mark.
There were a couple guys who didn't dress the other day.
Mhm.
Winovich, McCray,
Mm-hmm.
Shulman. Can you give updates on their status?
Yeah, all 3 are working through something.
Injuries?
Working through something, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And
Any of those long-term season-ending type of deals?
no.
Wheatley as well? I guess he's another one.
Yep.
Same thing.
Same thing. And today would be, interesting. I think all those. Could you mention those names again? Winovich, Wheatley, Shulman, McCray. Yeah, I mean, there's good possibility that 2 out of those 4 could be back today, and maybe even 3. So we'll have more information today. Same kind of status as Joe Carriage. It's day to day,
Over to your left here, Coach.
but improving.
What have you seen from Tom Strobel from the time that he made the position switch in spring to seeing game action on Saturday?
It's just a real willingness to do, whatever the coaches, advise, or a willingness to want to be on the field. Real gung-ho attitude as far as in that regard. As you said, we did dabbled on the offensive side of the ball in the spring, playing some tight end and defensive line, and then over the summer and going into training camp, we really focused just on the defensive line, and just recently, just in the last week, he's come back over to the offense, and just not a moment's hesitation. Hey, Tom, what do you think about this? And yeah, anything for the team, coach, and wants to play. So that's yeah, I do. But he can do both. That's what a two-way player can do. There's a real value there to the team, and especially with the willing attitude.
To your right in front, Nick.
We mentioned the offensive line earlier. Was it as simple as better leverage? Why were they better this week?
Coach Drevno really stressed the practice, and technique, the fundamentals, and practicing the way that they're going to play in the game on Saturday. So it wasn't simple. It was a lot of hard work during the week, and we'll be striving for that again this week.
Middle left, Steve.
Jim, could you evaluate the play of both your place kicker, Kenny Allen, and your punter, Blake O'Neill? And have you ever had an Aussie-style kicker before?
Played with an Aussie-style kicker, Darren Bennett. That was, but a lot of all the punters are starting to kick. They've adapted that into their game in some form or fashion. Kenny Allen, really pleased the way he kicked the ball through the uprights, when asked to do so. Also good in the kickoff game. Really good. Blake, another strong performance by Blake O'Neill. Very happy with the monumental improvement we've made in the operation of the field goal, the protection, the snap, the hold, and that's it's probably, we've come as far in that area, since spring practice and since the start of training camp as any area on the football team, and it's, it's been good. Mass improvement, just in the snap, hold, kick mechanic and protection.
Over to your right in the middle, Coach Max.
I know a lot of teams sort of do different kind of ways of presenting scholarships to the walk-on players. Did you guys do anything like that for Kenny or anything?
Just to, inform the team.
But there was no fuss made of it.
I mean, it's a. I don't know what you mean by fuss.
I think Western did something where they kicked an onside kick and the guy recovered it. He just saw it on the ball and said, "Been awarded a scholarship" or something like that. But there was no like elaborate way of telling him, just in front of the team.
Yeah, I think it's that's exactly what happened. Yeah. So.
Over to your left here, in front here, Julie.
Jim, Drake Johnson got in the game on Saturday. How close is he to being full go? Was that just to get the rest off a little bit with the game speed?
Yes, I mean that was that. Just have a feeling that when you haven't played it in a while because of an injury, your nervous system can really put your body in a position that it can't recover from if you're not careful. You get that tight fist, almost like an iron fist. Your body, your nervous system does that to your body. It just tightens it up, and to be able to get acclimated to the feelings and the emotions of playing a game was what we were striving for, without putting him in a position to let his nervous system get his body in a position that it couldn't recover from. So I think we'll be better for that this week and next.
So you think he'll definitely be more, I mean, he's available obviously, but he'll be able to have a
Bigger role? Yeah, I would anticipate that.
In the back middle, Coach Adam.
Jim, the focus has kind of been shifted to Chris Wormley, but there's always been depth there on the D line, and Greg Madison has talked about it for a couple of years. Just your impressions, Taco, Mario, both aggressive on Saturday. Just your overall impressions of the defensive line and the depth that you do have.
Yeah, I would agree with everything that was just said there, and the best players getting the most amount of snaps. Mainly concerned about that, and them developing and playing at a high level. More concerned with that than evening out the reps. I want to see the best players out there the most, and then there's a similar to an offensive line, the defensive line, they're working together in terms of stunts and adjustments and communication and leverage. So I like the fact that players are separating themselves, and the ones that are playing at the highest level, be out there playing football the majority of the time.
Other than Chris, is there a particular D-line that's impressed you?
Yeah, I mean there's definitely talent in that area. Willie Henry and Glasgow had a very good ball game. I like the way he hustles. I like the way he plays. He's been doing that consistently good. I would say he would be the next from this ball game that really played well. I think Taco is really starting to come as well. So that's all good for our football team.
Coach, I was hoping you could clarify a little bit something that you said on Saturday about Shane Morse not taking the snap at the end. Did he not take the snap at the end because you just didn't, I mean, he's a number 2 quarterback and you don't want to put him in that kind of position just to take a knee, or is it because you were hoping that he can maybe redshirt this year?
Well, if that's a possibility, I mean, yeah, we would, it's a consideration, yes. You don't know how it's going to play out. You don't have a crystal ball, but
you don't need him. You won't play him.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're all seeing us exactly how we're the way it is taking place. Yeah. I mean, we're in control of it. He's a number 2 quarterback, but not the number 2 guy to go into the game to take 2 kneel downs at the end of the game. So, yeah, okay. I see you. You're shaking your heads. I mean, yeah, makes sense.
In the front there, Mark. Front right.
Obviously you work with the quarterbacks very closely. With Jake, he didn't have much of a turnover history at all, and I know you said that some of the ones in the first game, there was a lot of other things involved with other people as well. But 5 in 2 games, is there a concern level that something's changed with him? Is it adapting to your system that there's more, or is that something you think is going to correct itself?
No, it's a critical part of the game. We're improving on it, and I don't think he's lost the tight grip of his mind in any way. I mean, he's making good decisions.
More physical than mental?
No. I mean, we've went thoroughly through what we thought the issue was a week ago, and we're improving on it.
Got time for a couple more questions. We'll start right in front with John.
Coach, what do you know about UNLV and preparing for them?
It's just been watching them. They play with a lot of energy. They got a quick, fast team. I think I really like the way they're coached. I mean, they're very impressed with their quarterback, and they got a lot of energy on their team. I like Tony Sanchez. I like him. I don't know him, but I like him. I think it's a good group. So where we're at right now is just trying to figure out what we can do against this football team and putting our game plan together. But
like you, I guess you came from a different background than Sanchez, but he didn't have a lot of college coaching experience when he took over, and neither did you. How hard is that transition to learn everything involved in the balance of recruiting and all of the different things involved in being a college coach?
Well, just dive in and start attacking. I mean, really don't feel like I've learned everything, so I guess it's process. But yeah, I like that he's come from a non-traditional way of doing it. I like following him. I like watching where what his career is going to be like. But he's had success. He looks good. I like the way he's coaching his team. I like the way they're playing. But at the same time, we got to guard against making sure that we play well.
Not being an assistant is not necessarily a disadvantage. So we're kind of college assistant.
I think there's more than one way to skin a cat, but
All right,
he stepped up. He's doing a fine job.
last question is over to you, right, Coach? Or Brian?
So just to follow up there, all that time as a high school coach and then only 2 games as a college coach, I mean, how much is there really to scout on film of his style and kind of approach to play? Is it a very small window?
Yeah, well, if you're just, there's other coaches on the staff. Kent Bear, I mean, he's, we got to study him, study not just his 2 games there, but what he did at Colorado, what he did at San Jose State, Cal. I mean, it's never just one coach. A lot of coaches are contributing on any team. So there's plenty to scout.
All right, thanks, Coach.
All right, thanks a lot.